It is Tuesday morning, August the 1st. I'm First Warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We get together just about 7 days a week to chat about what's going on in the world of weather, and it's beautiful outside. You don't need to hear that from me, of course. You can just look outside your window or take a walk outside. Whatever it is, though, I can promise you the sun is shining and things are looking lovely. Let's just take a live look outside and see what's doing. Some folks already out at New Smyrna Beach trying to take in some of that sunshine. The wave action not looking too bad either. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous start to our morning. I hope you have a great day planned. I really do. All right, let's talk about First Warning Live Doppler radar. While it's gorgeous in our area for now, we are already watching some pockets of heavier stuff out over the Gulf of Mexico. And as a matter of fact, as I loop this, kind of start to see some of that rainfall heading our direction, right? So if you live around Sumter County or Polk County, some of that rain is going to start to impact you in the not so distant future. And then, of course, that all works inland through the day. In terms of forecast temperatures, it's 75 in Wildwood. It's 73 degrees right now in Ocala, 75 degrees in Orlando. So not bad. Humidity just a touch lower than yesterday and the day before, but still plenty humid. Just not that like truly awful scenario. At least we're manageable. Can we say that? 77 degrees though in Melbourne. That's a nice and warm one. So in terms of the forecast ahead, this is where we're headed. Okay, 91 degrees 1 o'clock. We're up to about 93 degrees 3 o'clock this afternoon, and then we'll get those thunderstorms firing up. Widespread. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Widespread thunderstorms today. 50% coverage of seeing some rainfall. So it looks like it may be a little bit of a delayed start to the day compared to yesterday. Yesterday we really got started early, and I do think that we'll get at least some of that activity this morning because we're already tracking it on our First Warning Live Doppler radar. So that said, how's Futurecast handling all of this, right? Let's take a look. Here's a live look at the model, and it's doing a good job of initializing that Gulf activity, but notice it's not really doing much with it. As it moves in over the stable air mass, it doesn't really do much. So we'll see some rainfall, but it's not going to be a big bother to us until later today. 12:30, 1 o'clock, a few spotty showers trying to develop. Then 2, 3 o'clock, we get those thunderstorms continuing to kind of bubble on up, and then 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, we still have some of that rainfall around. So a little bit of rain for us, certainly, but it looks like in general, we're beginning to shift things around a little bit where we'll have drier and drier conditions setting up shop. Okay? Sound good? Sounds good to me. So with that said, let's take a pause from this, and I want to say good morning to you. Good morning. How are you? Chris, good morning to you. Beverly, good morning to you. Pam, good morning, good morning. Debbie, how are ya? Jan says my yard is flooded again. It's right. It's like feast or famine. Some folks are getting lucky and getting the big rains. Others are not and are not. How if I open the lid? Last night, storms in Boca. Lots of lightning, Karen says. Yeah, it was active down there. I saw plenty of advisories across the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. Beverly says we finally got some rain yesterday. A good soaker. I'll take that, right? Let's do this. Let's look and just see. Give me a few seconds. All right, that's the 12-hour rainfall. But let me go to 24. And let's just check. All right. So, 24-hour rainfall, like who won yesterday? You know, right? Like parts of Orange County got 2.5 to 3 inches of rain, right? Over here in Brevard County, like that's some decent. I need to come up with a better radar rainfall color table. This is trash. I need to work on that. But 2, 3 inches of rain, more than 3 inches of rain in spots. Yeah, Brevard County got a bunch of it. And we're going to have more rains in the forecast today. In terms of the overall coverage of rainfall today, looks like another soaker of a day. One thing to point out, though, is that the threat for severe storms looks to be down just a little bit. We'll still have feisty stuff, but it doesn't look like it's going to be as severe, we'll say, of a day. So here's kind of what we're watching when we look at the day today. Severe risk is kind of more north of us. Flooding risk is not a thing. So yeah, it's just kind of good, heavy downpours across central Florida. And that, my friends, is how we are looking today. Pat, good morning to you. Patrick over on YouTube, good morning, coffee crew. Good morning to you, Patrick. Hope you're doing well. Catherine, wondering where we can find the amount of rain and wind speed from our town, Kissimmee. We had a fierce storm yesterday. Thunder made our windows shake and rain beat against our garage door. So I can look real quick. Let's see. National weather. No. All right. So yesterday. So let me hit historic. I will do precipitation, and that's July 31st from 7 a.m. to midnight. Okay, so in terms of precipitation, Kissimmee, looks like Kissimmee got... I see Kissimmee at 1.4 inches of rain yesterday. The Orlando International Airport, 1.67 inches of rain yesterday. Williamsburg, down near SeaWorld, got 1.9 inches of rain. In terms of the wind gusts, biggest wind gust in Kissimmee, max wind gusts. Give it a second. It's loading. Hold on. I see max wind gust Kissimmee 30 miles an hour. Out near Campbell was 39. South part of Lake Toho 45 miles an hour. It's aggregating data. Hold on a second. 40 miles per hour in Orlando, 59 near Haines City, 53 in Deltona, 45 in Daytona Beach. I see 43. Excuse me, 45 at the Cape, 44 Kennedy Space Center, 46 at Patrick. Yeah, so there were some gusty winds, but nothing, Catherine, to like hurricane force or anything like that, which is okay with me. Yeah. Warren, good morning to you, friend. How are you? Janice, you like the shirt? Thank you. I appreciate that. Scott says no more 90s. It's hard to work in this heat. Does anybody want to tell Scott where we're headed today? 93, our high temperature when we get those clouds, those showers and storms firing up. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wish I could take care of you. Audra says we lost power twice at the office in Orlando. Yeah, it was one of those days. Robin, top of the morning to you. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. My dog doesn't enjoy the afternoon storms. I don't know that anybody's does. Stella certainly does not. I'm going to be on listening mode. Beverly, be good. Have a great morning. Good morning to you. Chris, now this is kind of funny. Crystal says, I've had to drain our pool 3 times in the past week. Crystal, I had to fill my pool last night. It was getting to the bottom of that tile line. Again, I've not had to drain my pool at all this summer. Not once. Not one time have I had to drain the pool. I keep having to fill it. Yeah. Cheryl, thank you. Both Cheryls. Tiffany says fast on that mute button. You know, girl. You know. Michelle says we had 1.61 inches so fast yesterday here. Yeah, I mean, those rains were soakers. Those were soakers yesterday. Lots of very, very heavy rainfall for sure. And the reality is we're kind of in that same weather pattern today. If you're heading out to the attractions, and Kellyanne pointed this out, and I have to laugh. If you're heading out to the Magic Kingdom today, just watch for those scattered thunderstorms this afternoon. But Kellyanne pointed out, apparently they have decorated for fall at the Magic Kingdom. So she was asking if we need to change the background from this to the Pumpkin Mickey. And I was like, well, if you don't, I will. you know? I love fall. Fall is my absolute favorite time of the year. My favorite. You've got football, you've got cooling weather. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. Oh my God, I love it. Lisa's asking, when is the cool down coming? So I mean, we haven't talked about that in months, right? But we've got a ways to go. Yeah. When we talk about the cool season, the first day below 60 degrees in Orlando, it's October. It's October. The earliest was October. The latest was late November. So we've got a ways to go. Got a ways to go until we get there. I'm sorry, friends. As a matter of fact, if you don't believe me, just look at Central Florida's certified most accurate 7-day forecast, because there's no cool temperatures there. Well, no, I take that back. That 91 on Thursday, that'll do it. That'll do it. Yep. Chris, that Lake Mary downburst yesterday was just east of me. That was a good wind for sure. Yep. Let's see here. I had to drain mine the last 2 days and 1 day last week. Wow, really? I have not drained it once. I have not had to drain it once this summer. Not once. Arnett says, my favorite is spring. Annie says, me too, fall. Taylor says, spooky season is life. It's the one time a year that I get charged up. Anne points out, fall, I think of pumpkin spice. And yet, I'm not a pumpkin spice person at all. But fall is my jam, y'all. Oh my God, I love it. Diane, love autumn but miss the colors. Get tired of green. Well, that's why we travel. That's why we travel. Yeah. Kate Cannon says, I'm with you, Eric. I love the fall. I'm a former New Englander and I miss those changing colors. Well, you can always travel. Listen, I was making backgrounds for our sister station in New England yesterday. Hold on. I have to show you some of these backgrounds. I have to show you these pictures that he sent to me. Okay. I have to show this to you. Like, this picture is it's unbelievable. I had to make backgrounds for them. Oh my God, you're gonna make me log in. Okay, I'm not. It's just imagine all the colors. All the colors. That's what it was. Why does the web have to be difficult? Yep. David says, it's why we live in Florida, for the weather. For sure. For sure. Yeah. I love fall, but real fall, not Florida fall, Vanessa points out. Crisp air, color on the trees, the way the air smells different. I think, we want to try and do a fall trip this year. Yeah. Just to get a little experience of that. But fall is a special time every year. College football plays significantly into my opinion of that. Fall in Michigan is simply beautiful. I would imagine so, Robin. I really would. I love Florida winters. Do not appreciate shoveling in Vermont. Yeah, I would agree with that, Beverly. Mary says, I miss the colors of fall and being able to pick up fresh apples from the farms. Sure, I get that. Yeah. I do not live in Florida for the heat. I hate the heat. Bo, I get that too. Florida has a lot to offer. The heat is not the greatest. It's not the greatest part. Tiffany says, since you did not get your cruise, you need another vacation. I would love that. Yeah. Vanessa says, I always want to travel during the fall, but hurricane season kind of sucks the fun out of that. I mean, I would agree with that. I would 100% agree with that. All you can do is try, right? That's kind of where we're at. That's all you can do. Fall in the mountains is splendid. That's what I want to do. Is I want to take the family to see that stuff. I'm from Hawaii, so Florida falls are exciting to me. Kay, there you go. Yeah. Mary says 3 months out of the year. The rest of the year is pretty much delicious. So you got to do what you got to do. Go to upstate New York in the fall. So beautiful. Apple picking is just beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. My stepfather's from Keysville, Plattsburgh, New York area. So we've done it, but it was only during the summer that we ever did it, If you know the right places, Florida has fall colors too, just a little bit later. That's right, when it peaks. And we'll do those graphics. We'll do those graphics when we start to get into fall. We'll do the foliage stuff. We'll show all of that. My friend in the Adirondacks has a fire going this morning in the fireplaces. It's in the 40s. Is it really? What's the current temperature right now around the country? It's 61 in Buffalo. I guess, you find the right spot. If it's a little higher up, it could be in the 40s. 60 degrees in Bangor, man. Amanda, my parents grew up in Plattsburgh. How funny. What a small planet, right? What a small world. I love it. Melissa says, hoping it cools down by November for the Disney runs. For your sake, I hope so too. Yeah. Oh, man. David says, hey, Eric, the new guy is awesome. Great pickup for Wesh Weather Team. He's great. I haven't even seen him in person since his interview. So I look forward to working with him very soon, and we've got to get him on Coffee Talk. We have to get to know him. We have to know who he is. I'm glad that most of the people have told me. Okay, all of the people have told me he's wonderful to work with. I always say most of the people just because I like to leave that little out, that little carrot out there. No, everybody that's worked with him said he's great. All I did was I was with him when we interviewed him, but Tony and I took him to lunch, but I've not seen him in person since. But we've chatted on the phone. He's a great guy, quite an accomplished meteorologist, even for his age. Quite an accomplished meteorologist. So you'll love him, and we need to get to know him. So we'll have to get him on Coffee Talk. Beverly says the leaves in the Green Mountains, splendid. Get out after the first 2 weekends of October or get snowed in. Yeah, I have no desire to get snowed in anywhere ever. Period. Yeah, Bill's family, the Burks, live in Plattsburgh. How interesting. Jennifer says, I live in Stroudsburg. My mother spent some of her time in East Stroudsburg. Wish it wasn't so hot for Halloween. I agree with that. All right. It's time to take a look at the tropics, and a reminder, because it's Tuesday at 10 a.m., we will be tracking the tropics. We will have our weekly special on Tuesdays. WJCL meteorologist Jeremy Nelson and I will be tracking the tropics, so you have to tune in for that. But it's Coffee Talk. We do that tropical thing here as well. And there's two areas that we are watching in the tropics right now. You've got Invest 97 and Invest 96. Now, Invest 96 on the top of the screen, not really doing much. Not a big worry there. Invest 97 is on the top of this. Yes. Hold on. My brain. I need more coffee, y'all. Jeez Louise. Let's start with the one up north. Ball of convection lifting into the North Atlantic. That's Invest 97. It's a good, powerful little bugger, but it's not going to develop. 10% chance of rain. It's gale force winds around the Canadian Maritimes and Nova Scotia, so no big deal there. That's that. Elsewhere, further south, there's Invest 96. Perspective, bottom left corner, that's Puerto Rico. The center of the screen is Invest 96. It has a medium chance of developing. The models, have been really trying to develop this. But I will point out that the latest model data for Invest 96 has really backed off. So medium chance of development. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. No big deal there. But there it is, kind of lifting up to the north. Neither a bother to us in Central Florida. And that, my friends, is all I need in the world. Yeah. Patty says, I lived in New England and missed the fall. I don't care for Florida falls aside from football, which is a good thing, Patty. And it is hurricane season, and then comes winter, which I really dislike. Spring and summer are the best with nice long days and awesome thunderstorms. Isn't it fun how everybody can have different opinions? And I think that that's one of the things that I'm particularly grateful about in this little group of ours, that we can have differing opinions, and we don't need to be schmucks to each other. That's all. That's the way I feel. Right? All right, so let's talk tropics and just check out the models, shall we? Hit that button. Hit that button. Oh, yeah, you can't see it. All right, hold on a second. There we are. Okay, so let's talk tropics, shall we? There's the raw GFS, and again, we'll be diving a bit more into this at 10 a.m. for tracking the tropics, but the GFS is not really trying to do much. There's the GFS trying to bring a little wave into the Caribbean, fading it out. A pretty decent little wave there. You see that there? Kind of around the Bahamas. That's around the 12th and the 13th. And then doing something goofy. One model run before, nothing. 2 model runs before, nothing. 3 model runs before, something. 4 model runs before, nothing. So it's trying to sniff something out, but, hopefully that doesn't play out. That the overall weather pattern doesn't favor that. So my expectation that happens is fairly low. But, I would say when we look at the overall pattern here, the beginning of August, which is where we are now, is pretty quiet. We're not really looking at stuff, really. This is typically when we get the hurricane season really going. There's the development areas for the month of August, but in terms of the overall weather pattern for the next 2 weeks or so, it does not look like we're going to be talking about much. All right, so we've already had our first hurricane, remember. The normal first hurricane is the month of August. The normal first major hurricane is the month of September. So, we're now starting to get into the peak of hurricane season just a little bit, right? Yeah. Last year we didn't have any named storms in August. 61 and 97 didn't have any named storms in August. And stepping back from the tropics for just a moment, let's look at the August outlook, because there's some things here that need to be dissected. First off, remember, through today, we are at the climatologically highest point of temperatures for Central Florida. After today, that starts to drop. And by the end of the month, our average high temperature drops to 91. Now, that doesn't seem like a big deal, except it is. We are at our peak now, and effective like tomorrow, we start to come down little by little by little. But that's what happens, right? Yeah. Third wettest month of the year, climatologically speaking. And yeah, Brevard and Osceola randomly have more tornadoes than any other month during this little stretch. So there's that. But yeah, we are on our way to the peak of hurricane season here these next couple of days. Tammy says the quiet time is to prepare time. Grab extra water when shopping. Yeah, the quiet time in hurricane season is running out. Once we hit September, friends, August, September, it's a real deal. It's a real deal. Yeah. All right. Would I be doing a calendar of August? I'll work on that today, Stephanie. I'll put that on my list of to-do. All right, here's the 7-day forecast. Thunderstorms today, tomorrow, Thursday. And then we actually trend a little drier for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Temperatures are going to be building, but yeah. Can you believe that? Peak hurricane times, Debbie, we're already just about there. I feel like this year is flying a bit. It's kind of wild. Diane says, I checked my batteries yesterday. Canned goods too. Very good. Listen. Like it or not, peak hurricane season's here. And that recycle in Nicole, to me, that recycle in Nicole, to me, is going to be the thing we really have to watch. Seriously. Laura says, all of my toddler toys have taken the 1,000,000 batteries I inherited from my dad. I haven't had to buy batteries in years. Got to go get some. Listen, I just did that. I found on Amazon. This is in no way, shape, or form. This is in no way, shape, or form an advertisement because I am not paid by them. But I picked up this puppy on Amazon. 24 double A's, 24 triple A's. Because if I had $1 every time a kid came to me and was like, I need batteries for this insert toy name here. I need batteries. So I've just been buying them in kind of somewhat little bulk. And I've also found that the Amazon Basics batteries are kind of crummy. So I've had to switch. There's certain things that I guess I have to buy a name brand for. And this is one of them. So yeah, you can buy like the big packs, which now I feel, I mean, if I also need to clear out my drawer because you can see I've already gone through some. Parenting. Oy vey. Tammy says, I'm moving the weekend of September 1st. Hope Mother Nature grants me a blessing. I hope so too. I bought my dad 20 packs of those right before Irma, and I just finished them. I feel like I go through batteries in this house with kids and lightsabers and blasty toys. I feel like I go through batteries like I'm a Walmart. I go through more batteries than I know what to do with. Oh, man. What brand battery? These are Energizers, but I think that it's Energizers just because they're a good balance of quantity and quality. I don't know. Again, I pay full price for them. Yeah. So you're that guy that leaves the empty box, Annie. Hold on. I'm going to pull it out of my desk. Now it's on my desk, which means it'll get thrown away. Oh, man. Okay. Stephanie, what do you think would be around August the 16th? So in terms of the long-range forecast, you know, around August the 16th, to me, that's the Nicole part of the recycling pattern. So I would say around August the 16th, I'm sorry, September the 16th. No, August the 16th. That time frame looks more like it's going to be in the Carolinas. That's the Carolina part of the weather pattern around the 16th of August. We'll be watching something we think moving that direction. Nathan, ready for some night football? Can't believe I'm saying that. Hashtag go Bearcat. Listen, we're still in the same conference, Nathan. And I think you and I are always going to have that lovely rivalry. But just remember this. Just remember this, okay? On my phone's home screen, there is a picture of the Bearcats logo. Granted, it's a UCF background, but I've got your Cincinnati Chick-fil-A logo on my phone. But am I ready for some Knights football? It's less than, I mean, it's the end of the month, baby. August 31st, Kent State. I have my season tickets ready. As a matter of fact, does that mean today UCF's pulling my monthly payment of my season tickets out? Oh, God. My husband swears that Home Depot always has the best prices for batteries. Interesting. Diane, go Knights. Charge on. Danny, football season. Let's go. I need to get some new attire. I have worn out my UCF gear so much it's beat up. So, yeah. Oh, but I'm ready, baby. I am so ready. And then we've got some Colorado football coming in the next couple of years, y'all. Ooh. All right. Anyway, questions, comments, concerns? No? Sound good? Elizabeth says, go Gators. Nobody's perfect, Elizabeth, even if you're cute. Nathan, hey, we were here way before Chick-fil-A ever was, so they copied us. Copied greatness. Oh, Nathan, I think it's always going to be this wonderful little rivalry between you and I, as long as we keep it cute but friendly. Listen, at the end of the day, it's just so much fun. The pomp and circumstance is so much fun. Elizabeth, oh man, coffee talk, football talk. I'll have to just figure out a way to get UCF to let me do a coffee talk from the stadium. Now we're talking. All right, enough. I will see you at 10 a.m. for Tracking the Tropics with meteorologist Jeremy Nelson. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. Thank you so much, you guys.